Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm from the Naturopath shop, and today I'm going to show you how to make the second fermentation of kombucha. So just to recap, the first fermentation involves 1 litre of black tea with 1/4 cup of raw sugar added. That's dissolved, and then once that's cooled to room temperature, we add it to already 1/2 cup of a previous kombucha and also the SCOBY on top. So this has been 8 days now of fermentation. So it's actually grown another SCOBY on this kombucha. So you can see this is the brand new SCOBY, looking very lovely. And we've got, obviously, this is my SCOBY hotel, so I've got many in there today. So the second process, I'm going to show you 2 different flavours. I'm going to show you one that's actually got chunky bits of fruit in it, and one that's just been juiced as well. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of ratios and what bottles to use is also handy. So the first one, which I've already juiced, is 3 green apples and fresh ginger. You could also, instead of juicing the ginger, because you don't really get a lot out of it, you could also just cut it up in little chunks and pop it in the bottle. I have chosen the smaller lid bottle because just for juicing. I do find I have put chunky items in there before, but I do find that when you finish drinking your lovely kombucha that it's really hard for them to get out, and you spend a lot of time trying to clean it. So just to make it easier for myself, I just usually use these smaller IKEA ones for just plain juicing. So I'll just pour the juice in there, and I don't really have much of a ratio or anything like that. I just kind of go by look, and I've kind of done it before, so I know that 3 large Granny Smith apples are good. So you can probably see there, it's probably about 1/3 of the way full. And then we will add some of the kombucha. I don't have that much left, so I want to make another one. So I'll just fill it up to there. If you did have more, I would probably fill it up about to there, but I'm just a little bit concerned I'm not going to have enough for my other thing. And then all you do is pop the lid on, keep it nice and tight, give it a little soft turn, don't shake it up too much, make sure that it's all mixed. And what I'll do now for the second fermentation is just to leave that in a cool pantry, dark cupboard. I use my laundry cupboards, which are great. Being nice and sunny at the moment in Perth, I think maximum 3 days, but it can go up to 5 days if necessary. And during this process, it will ferment, gases will produce, and when I open up that in 3 days, it'll have a nice fizz to it. So I might even actually do another Facebook Live just to show you the result in 3 days. So that's number 1. Number 2, I've decided to do a blueberry and lime kombucha. So I've just bought regular blueberries. I don't know, I've never really actually done this one before, but you could use strawberries, you could use raspberries, you could use all 3. Cherries would be good. My personal fave is pomegranate, where you just sort of bash the seeds out, and that just really gives a beautiful flavour. And I've just added some mint leaves into the jar as well, into the bottle. So I haven't used all of them. I mean, you could use all of them if you wanted. I might actually put a little bit more in, doesn't seem like that much. But you'll notice that I've actually used a bottle that's a lot bigger this time because of just for cleaning purposes. And someone in my workshop did request like a lemon and berry. So what I've done, I have a lime tree, so I've chosen limes. I suppose I've juiced this lime. You could actually use the rind. That would be also a nice option as well, but mine was quite small and it was quite, there weren't too many limes on the tree, so I thought I'll just juice it instead. So I'll just add that to it. That will give it a nice little zing. And then this one, you just fill up with the rest of the kombucha. So the main aim is you always need at least a half a cup of the previous kombucha left over. So that's really what all you need. So I can just use that, and it's just by me judging. Oh, there goes the SCOBY. Put that guy back. Actually, I might give him a wash. There's a bit of apple juice in there. I would say a bit more. Oh, look, I'll do a bit more. Why not? Let's live on the wild side. There we go. That should be ample. So that's it there, and I'll put the lid on that one, which I do have somewhere, which I don't actually at the moment. No. But once again, I'll put the lid on, screw it on nice and tight. Because they've both got the lids on, put it in the same spot, nice and dark in the cupboard, and in 3 to 5 days, that will have probably almost even change a little bit of a colour. It'll sweeten up. Yeah, I've been really looking forward to try that one. And then once you've actually opened them up in that 3 days, you then put them in the fridge. They can last anywhere up to 1 to 2 weeks. I mean, I'm a bit more of a risk taker when it comes to food, so I usually go over a little bit, but the recommendation is usually up to a week. But you'll probably find you'll end up drinking it by then anyway, because it tastes so good. Don't be alarmed if your kombucha also makes another SCOBY within that bottle, because that does sometimes happen. And when that does, all you do is when you're actually drinking it, you just strain it with a tea strainer, just so it doesn't fall in. And that's the same with this one as well. You'll probably either strain it with a tea strainer, or if you want, you can just keep pouring it in to drop the berries in there as well. And then, so with your leftovers, what you'll do now is make some more black tea, heat it up, and add your required amount of raw sugar. So I probably might do 2 litres of this today, 2 litres of black tea, 1/4 cup of raw sugar, let it dissolve, cool down, and then we just pour it straight in, put the cloth over the top again, put it in the cupboard, and in 7 to 10 days, it'll also make another SCOBY, and the whole cycle just keeps on going. If you leave it more than 10 days, it will start to get slightly acidic. So just taste it, see how it is. And if it does feel a little bit, taste a little bit acidic, look, even just make up a nice little mug size of tea, maybe with a couple of teaspoons of raw sugar in there, let it cool down, add to it, and then maybe 2 days later, make your kombucha with that. So it'll just sort of take the acidic taste off it a bit. So if there's any questions, or if you're wanting to find out when I do another workshop, please message me below, but I probably won't do one until maybe March or April next year. So if there's any questions, or you want to shoot some other ideas of what flavours to use, definitely get in contact with me. I hope that helps with your second fermentation. Can't wait to hear what they taste like and how they go. All right, see you then. Bye bye.